Well, hey, Sandals Church Banning, we are back together, and we've invited Matt and Brooke Allert in just to have a conversation. And so we're going to hear their story and get to know them a bit. And we're just so thankful and blessed that they're a part of Sandals Church Banning and here with us as part of our family. And so I'm going to start with you guys just sharing a little bit about your story, kind of your background and how you guys met. And so let's start there.
All right, my name's Matt Allert, and this is my wife, Brooke. And we ended up meeting just right out of high school on a water polo trip at the river, believe it or not. Yeah.
Water polo.
Yeah.
So you played water polo?
I did.
I did too. Hey, we have a connection.
Oh, I did not.
Me neither.
Her husband did, though.
You did.
Oh, yeah. Matt played water polo too. There's a lot of water polo players here at Banning. Should start a team.
I should learn.
We can teach you. We can teach you how to egg beater.
Yeah, egg beater.
I might not. Maybe I don't know how to swim, though, like Pastor Claude.
Yeah.
He's not a swimmer?
No, barely.
Yeah. So you guys met at a
like a retreat at the river, like summer, beginning of the summer.
It was a
this
spring
trip.
break camping trip.
Wow.
And it was 1 month before he left for boot camp for Marine Corps. We
wow.
literally met.
Oh, my gosh.
So, yeah, it was an interesting time for sure. We met, kind of got together, and then I took off to go to the Marine Corps.
And so you were based where? Where was boot camp?
Boot camp was in MCRD in San Diego.
Okay.
And,
So still close enough.
yeah, we weren't able to see each other
okay.
through all that time.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the first time she was able to see me was just like 4 months in after I got out of the basic training, and then we went to SOI, School of Infantry, and did my infantry school. So I'd get weekends off there occasionally. So she would come down and pick me up. So that was our first Marine Corps experience together.
We were just into summer, and I was in college my first summer after college, and I was thinking, oh, great summer, and then I met him, and then he left, and I thought, oh, I'll see him when he comes back.
How long were you guys together before you left?
1 month.
Wow.
So it was love right off the bat.
It was.
Sure.
Okay, all right.
She says sure.
That's commitment.
It was a commitment.
And then what happened next?
I did the reserve side, so I started there, and then I started at the sheriff's department shortly after that as working corrections, and I did that for like a year and a half, and then I went. I got deployed the first time to the Horn of Africa, did some stuff in Djibouti with anti-piracy and force protection and some stuff in that part of the world. And that was kind of a good deployment because we were supposed to get 4 days off over there, and I ended up flying her out. We could go to Seychelles, which was like an interesting place to go. I had no idea what it was, and it's like on the other side of Madagascar. It's a island in the middle of the Indian Ocean. So I said, wow, that sounds good. I'll fly there, and I'll fly her out. And then there's no flights in and out of there, only like once a week. So it ended up this 4 days ended up turning into 7 days.
Oh, wow.
It was a good time. It was a real good time to see that part of the world. So
Awesome.
that was fun. Anything you want to talk about that?
Yeah, that was like right after we got married, right?
Yeah.
Or was that before?
No,
that
that was right after we got married.
So we ended up getting married a couple years after meeting, 20 and 21.
Yeah.
Got married, and then he left. And then we did that little trip, and then when he came back from deployment, we got to have our wedding and our official honeymoon.
Wow.
So it was cool.
And so you've done how many tours?
2. I did the one to the Horn of Africa, it was a pretty good deployment, all things considered, and then I went to Afghanistan 2009, 2010.
Wow. And we're gonna touch base on that in a bit because there's a fascinating story that's connected with that.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible story.
So you right now are employed in the sheriff's department?
Correct.
And you're connected with the K-9 division, right?
I recently got promoted to sergeant.
Okay.
So now I would just work patrol, just a patrol sergeant out in Thermal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's hot.
It's warm out there right now, yeah.
And Brooke, you're a teacher.
I'm a teacher.
In what grade?
Hitting 10 years this year.
Wow.
I have been in kindergarten and TK for 10 years.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing. That is cool. And how many kids?
3 kids.
Okay. And the ages of your kids?
5, He's almost 6.
He's almost 6.
Not quite yet. 5, 3, and 10 months.
Wow. And so the 10-month-old, I mean, how's that going? Are you guys getting any sleep or?
Not last night.
He's hit or miss, but he's usually pretty good.
Okay, so let me ask you about the situation with the interpreter that you had in Afghanistan in your tour. When things went recently, downhill in Afghanistan, you were involved in an extrication or getting his family here back to the United States. So tell me a little bit about that story and how you were involved.
Yeah, his name's Ibrahim and his wife Fatima, and then he has a 6-year-old son as well, Amir. We were pretty close over in Afghanistan. He was attached to my platoon. He worked directly for me and a couple other people within the platoon. And we kind of would talk every now and then over Facebook. And I kind of I deleted my Facebook a while back, and we kind of hadn't spoken to each other in well over easily 6 or 7 years for sure. And he got in contact with me through another friend and basically said that he was pretty concerned about what was going on in Afghanistan and that he didn't think that it was going to be safe there for him and his family for much longer. So I started giving him some advice on how to get out and started contacting some people that I knew that were still in and still had some connections to the military. My brother's still in, so he has quite a few connections. He was a pilot in the Navy. Wow. So we were able to kind of develop this crazy chain of people through, like WhatsApp and the group chat app and getting all these people involved. And there was thousands of service members, ex-service members trying to get people out. And the crazy thing was it was working. It was You were seeing success story after success story. And the group that I was involved in.
All through the navigation on your phone and then the WhatsApp app.
It's incredible.
Like around the world networking. And, I mean, he wasn't the only family that was rescued. There was quite a few.
And, Matt, you were working at the time, so you were working days and then doing all this at night.
For the first few days, and then I just ended up taking a few days off because it ended up being a 24-hour-a-day kind of thing because the time difference, the people that we were talking with that were working on the ground over there were either sleeping or up or down, or we're trying to put together different group channels and getting them to the airport and getting them through the gates and how to do that. And it's just mass chaos as everybody was kind of watching over there. So it was an interesting story. He ended up going there to the gates 3 times before he ended up getting in, and he ended up connecting with a U.S. Army soldier's wife and 2 little babies, like I want to say 3 and a few months old, that were stuck in Kabul in a safe house, and he ended up getting them through all the checkpoints and through all the Taliban. Crazy stories. Definitely God's hands all over that. Like, unbelievable amount of things that needed to fall into place. I'm talking 40 to 50 different crucial moments that had to happen for him to be able to get where he was going. And now he lives here in Cherry Valley.
Wow.
So wild, man.
And they just hit 1 year of being in the United States, and she's expecting a little girl in September this month.
Oh, my gosh. So do you guys connect, talk?
Oh, he's a hard worker, and I always knew that about him. And like, he's came here and works at Amazon and has 2 cars now, and they rent an apartment, and now he's having a baby, and he's just constantly always kind of improving his life. So I'm really glad to see that everything worked out for him for sure.
That's awesome. What an incredible turn of events to be able to get him here and all those efforts and his family. Now we're in a safe place right here in our backyard, Cherry Valley.
Yeah,
That is so cool.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
That story blows my mind.
Yeah.
Like just to hear, because you hear so many crazy stories, and like they actually, for the fact that there was, you're saying 40 to 50 different things that had to line up for that to happen, for them to have like a normal life now.
Yep.
Just to have like what we all take for granted a lot of times, which is a roof over our heads, some stability with a job, a family, you know what I mean? Like all of those things. it's just so cool that God used you guys to have a hand in that special story for their family's life, that going forward, they're going to have, they have this crazy story to share. Yeah. It's so rad.
It was really cute because when she found out she was pregnant, they didn't realize that the baby was going to have citizenship. And when they found that out, they were just like in tears, so excited because, they're not citizens yet.
Yeah.
Going through the process, and it's a long process. So they found that out. And it's just kind of crazy what we do take for granted, especially you said family. Like, they've left all of their family, and we ask them all the time, like, do you think you did the right thing? Like, did you make the right decision? And every time without hesitation, he's like, yeah.
Wow.
And when you see what's going on there, it's kind of, when you're thinking about the safety of your children, you can't compare it.
Absolutely. Well, we are so thankful again that you guys are part of our campus, and Matt, you're involved in our safety team.
Yes, sir. I'd like to be a little bit more, but my new schedule is kind of holding me back. But definitely,
it's okay.
Soon.
We forgive you.
And so, thank you so much for coming in and sharing a little bit about your story. And we'll end there.
And Brooke's on the kids team.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Kids/check-in.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's been cool to see you guys involved, and I just know that like you guys have made an impact. People have seen you guys here. That's another reason why we just wanted to have you on, because we just know people want to connect with you guys, and so we're grateful.
We appreciate it. This campus has been our second family, and we've got our community group together, and it's just definitely been a blessing on both of our lives for sure.
That's great.
Yeah, I think day one walking into this campus, trying it out the first time, I think we were in a community group. We were on serving teams. I was trying to have a baby. He was trying to get a family from Afghanistan over here.
We were the people that Pastor Matt talks about, that, hey, if you're driving past 4 campuses, you're wrong, and you're on your way in. Because we used to drive to Riverside, and we had friends there, and it was like, oh, yeah, we probably should get closer, go closer to home here.
So good. Awesome. So true. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys. Thank you.